hop, everybody's running. Don't stop, let's bring the fun in. Keep it coming now, get up, oh yeah. Get up, here we go. Come on, everybody, spread the news. Let's move. There's so much out there for us to do. Let's move. Everybody's jumping, hop, everybody's running. Don't stop, you've got the moves, pick up the groove. Come on, get up, you got it now. Get up, come on. Do the windshield wiper, do the pogo stick, do the spin around, come on everybody now, let's move!
It's Curious George.
We're gonna take the bus. George? Uh-oh. Wait! Stop!
It's Curious George, weekdays on PBS Kids, or watch anytime you want at pbskids.org.
Word World, friends are always around to help.
I'm scared.
Of what?
School.
It's okay, Shark. We go to school to learn.
Word World, weekdays on PBS Kids, or watch anytime you want at pbskids.org.
Ready, guys?
Who's ready for more Clifford?
Ready.
Cool! I thought so. He's your favorite.
Clifford's ready for you. Weekdays on PBS Kids, or watch anytime you want at pbskids.org.
Thomas and Friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy.
Percy's Passengers. Percy was talking to James in the shed at the big station.
My conductor was telling me how lonely he gets in his van. I think he ought to take some passengers sometimes. It might cheer him up.
He's not allowed to do that, said James virtuously. It's against regulations. Conductors are important, and passengers might distract them so that they couldn't look after the train properly.
Oh dear. Yes, I suppose they might.
They can do it on the Midland, put in Gordon. Someone told me about it when I went to Carlisle with that special. But they don't do it on the other railway. It's on some preserved line where they haven't got any coaches.
You see, James?
Said Percy triumphantly. Oh, well, if they haven't any coaches, that's different, James huffed. I'm sure Sir Topham Hatt wouldn't approve, though.
Huh,
replied Percy cheekily.
Little you know.
He puffed away to collect some trucks from the harbor. Meanwhile, on the branch line, some passengers got out of Henrietta at the station by the airfield. They all went through the ticket barrier, except for two, a man and a woman. Ah, said the ticket inspector when he looked at their tickets. You've come too far. You should have got out at the last station. The passengers looked at him. Then they looked at each other and shook their heads. The last station, the ticket inspector repeated slowly. You must go back there. There was a pause. Then the man said something to his wife in a language the ticket inspector didn't understand. He asked the porter to bring the station master. A short time later, Percy came chuntering happily along the branch line with his train of freight cars from the harbor. He saw the signal at the station by the airfield set at danger, and the station master waiting for him on the platform.
Oh dear, there must have been an accident,
he thought as he stopped.
I hope no one's hurt.
The station master came over with the 2 passengers. I'm giving the conductor these 2 passengers to travel in his van, he told Percy. They're foreigners who came too far on Toby's train by mistake. Will you stop at the station by the river and let them off, please? Percy was confused.
Passengers?
He asked when the conductor had taken them away.
But this is a freight train.
That's right, Percy, said the station master. They're going to travel with the conductor in his van.
But James says it's against it's not allowed.
The station master laughed. Oh, James is right, Percy, but I don't think James or Sir Topham Hatt would mind us helping 2 foreign visitors on our island who can't understand our language. Do you? That made it all right, of course. The guard saw that his visitors were as comfortable as he could make them in his van. And when, a few minutes later, they reached the station they wanted, they came to the front of the train to see Percy. They nodded and smiled and shook hands with the driver and fireman. Then the conductor showed them to a taxi, which was waiting to take them on the rest of their journey. A few weeks later, a parcel arrived with brightly colored foreign stamps on the wrapping. Inside were warm new scarves and gloves for Percy's driver, fireman, and conductor, and a letter addressed to Sir Topham Hatt saying how splendid his railway was. Percy was proud, but he didn't tell James.
It might make him jealous, he said to himself, and that would never do.
The island of Sodor is a wonderful place. Thomas enjoys puffing all over the island. There are lots of special places to visit. Where's this? That's right. It's the quarry. The quarry is a very important place. Engines come and go, pushing and pulling freight cars loaded with heavy slate and stone. The quarry is also where steamies and diesels can work together, which isn't always easy. One day, Percy brought freight cars to the quarry. He peeped his whistle to tell Harry and Bert he was there. They thought it was a silly sound. Percy was very upset. He thought his whistle was better than a nasty horn. Later, Percy returned to the quarry. This time, Percy blew his whistle with all his puff and power. Harry and Bert nearly jumped out of their engines. Another day, Thomas and Percy were trying to stay especially clean. The railway inspector was going to give a prize to the cleanest engine. Thomas and Percy wanted to win. Suddenly, there was a rumble and a tumble. Thomas was covered from footplate to fender in quarry dust. But Thomas wasn't worried. "Soon I'll be as clean as any engine," he tooted. And soon he was. There are two other engines who work at the quarry a lot, and they are Mavis and Diesel. One day, Thomas arrived to help them. Diesel thought this was a wonderful chance to tease Thomas. First, Diesel shunted Thomas under the hopper. Diesel laughed until his wheels wobbled. Then, when Thomas let off steam, Diesel called him a stinky steamy. Diesel was having lots of fun. Salty brought new fuel for all the diesels. Mavis and Diesel both started to cough and splutter. The new diesel oil had water in it. Diesel wasn't having fun anymore. Then Thomas came to the rescue. He arrived with new diesel oil. Soon, Mavis and Diesel's engines were humming again. "Thank you, Thomas," said Mavis. "You are a very good friend." And even Diesel had to agree. So that's why the quarry is very special for Mavis and Diesel. There are so many special places on the island of Sodor. Next time, Thomas will show us somewhere else. You can often tell whether Thomas is happy or sad. When he's happy, he blows his whistle. When he's sad, he lets out a slow whoosh of steam. See if you can tell whether Thomas is happy or sad. Thomas is arriving at a station. He's late delivering his important load. Does this make Thomas happy or sad? Thomas is wheeshing out steam. Can you remember what that means? That's right. Thomas is sad. Being late with his delivery makes Thomas sad. Now Thomas has another delivery to make. But now he's on time. Does being on time make Thomas happy or sad? He's blowing his whistle. Can you remember what that means? Yes, Thomas is happy. Delivering his load on time makes Thomas happy. Well done, Thomas. Henry has to go to two places, the castle and the lake. There are two tracks, an up track and a down track. First, he must go to the castle. Which track should Henry take? The one that goes up or the one that goes down? Henry's taking the down track. Is that right? No. The down track will take Henry to the lake. Which track should he take? That's right. Henry must take the up track to get to the castle. Now, Henry must go to the lake. Which track should Henry take to get there? The up track or the down track? That's right. Henry must take the down track to get to the lake. Well done, Henry. Here are 3 packages. They are new parts for James. See if you can tell what's in each package. One of them is a new wheel. Which package do you think it is? James's wheels are round. Would a round wheel be in this package? No, this package isn't round. What about this one? No, this package isn't round either. What about the last one? Yes, this package is round. The right shape for a new wheel. Another package has a new dome inside it. Which package could it be? James's dome is arch-shaped. Would a dome be in this package? No, this package isn't arch-shaped. What about this one? Yes, this package is arch-shaped. The right shape for a new dome. The last package should have a new whistle inside. Let's have a look at James's old whistle. This is a long, thin shape. Is it the same shape as the package? Yes, this is a long, thin package. The right shape for a new whistle. Now James has lots of nice new parts. Well done, James.
Henry whistles too much, said Gordon. Respectable engines don't whistle loudly at stations. It isn't wrong, but we just don't do it. Poor Henry felt sad. Never mind, whispered Percy. I like your whistling. The next morning, as Gordon left the shed, he called to Henry. Goodbye, Henry. Be sure and remember what I said about whistling. Later that day, Henry took a slow train to Edward's station. Hello, Henry, said Edward. I was pleased to hear your happy whistle yesterday. Shh! Can you hear something? Edward listened. Far away, but getting louder and louder, was the sound of an engine's whistle. "It sounds like Gordon," said Edward. "But Gordon never whistles like that." But it was Gordon. He came rushing down the hill at a tremendous speed. Gordon's whistle valve wouldn't close, and he was whistling fit to burst. He screamed through the station and disappeared. "Well," said Edward, looking at Henry. "It isn't wrong, but we just don't do it," chuckled Henry, and Edward laughed. Meanwhile, Gordon screeched along the line. People came out of their houses, fire engines set off to find the fire, and old ladies dropped their parcels in shock. The noise was awful. Porters and passengers held their ears. The Fat Controller held his ears too. "Take him away," he bellowed, "and stop that noise." Then two fitters climbed up and knocked Gordon's whistle valve into place. And at last, there was silence. Gordon slunk into the shed. He was very glad it was empty. He didn't want anyone to make fun of him. Later that evening, the other engines came back. "It isn't wrong," murmured Edward, "but we just don't do it." And all the engines laughed, apart from Gordon. From then on, Gordon was a much quieter, humbler engine. Well, for a few days, anyway.
PBS Kids.
Wild!
the creature rescue! Check this out! Wild! Kratts! This is awesome! Wild? Uh-oh! Let's go! Kratts!
Wild Kratts, new animal adventure series weekdays starting January 3rd, only on PBS Kids Go and PBSKidsGo.org.